You're not lazy. I need you to hear that again. You're not lazy. I know you think you are. I know you've called yourself that 1,000 times. I know you've laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, knowing exactly what you should be doing, and just not doing it. And then you beat yourself up. You call yourself lazy, undisciplined, broken. But here's what nobody tells you. That's not what's happening. Procrastination has nothing to do with laziness, and the advice you've been given, just start, use discipline, break it into smaller tasks, set deadlines, hold yourself accountable. You just need more discipline. Sounds reasonable, right? But let me ask you something. How many times have you tried this? How many productivity apps have you downloaded? How many planners have you bought? How many times have you told yourself, tomorrow I'll be different? And how many times has it actually worked? Be honest. It doesn't work. It never works. Not long term. And here's why. All of that advice treats procrastination like a time management problem, like you just need the right system, the right hack, the right app. But procrastination isn't a time management problem. It never was. Here's what the research actually says. Procrastination is not a productivity issue, it's an emotion regulation issue. Dr. Tim Pychyl, one of the world's leading researchers on procrastination, put it this way. Procrastination is not a time management problem, it's an emotion management problem. Read that again. When you procrastinate, you're not being lazy, you're avoiding a negative emotion. Think about it. The task you keep putting off, what does it make you feel? Anxious? Overwhelmed? Afraid you'll fail? Afraid you'll be judged? Afraid it won't be good enough? That's the real issue. Your brain sees the task, it predicts you're going to feel something uncomfortable, and it does what brains are designed to do. It protects you. It says, let's not feel that right now, and redirects you to something that feels better. Social media, YouTube, cleaning your room, anything that gives you relief. That's not laziness. That's your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, hijacking your decision-making. You're not choosing to procrastinate, you're being overridden by a survival mechanism that thinks it's protecting you. So what's really happening? It's not that you're lazy, it's that you're scared. Scared of failing, scared of being judged, scared of not being good enough, scared of finding out you can't actually do it. And here's the painful part. The more the task matters to you, the more you procrastinate on it. Think about that. The things you care about most, your dreams, your goals, the work that actually matters, those are the things you avoid the most. Not because you don't want them, because you're terrified of finding out you can't have them. Procrastination isn't a sign of laziness, it's a sign of caring too much. And that's why just start doesn't work, because just start doesn't address the fear. It just tells you to push through it, and you can't push through fear forever. Eventually, it wins. So what actually works? If procrastination is about emotions, not time, then the solution has to be about emotions, not time. Here's what the research shows. First, lower the emotional stakes. The task feels massive because you've made it mean something massive. If I fail this, I'm a failure. If this isn't perfect, people will judge me. If I can't do this, I was never good enough. That's too heavy. No wonder your brain runs away. Instead, reframe it. This is just practice. This is just one attempt. This doesn't define me. Lower the stakes, and suddenly, starting doesn't feel so terrifying. Second, practice self-compassion. This sounds soft, but the science is hard. Research shows that self-compassion, not self-criticism, leads to less procrastination. When you beat yourself up, you feel worse, and when you feel worse, you avoid more. It's a cycle. But when you forgive yourself for procrastinating, you break the cycle. You say, I avoided that because I was scared. That's human. Now I can try again. That actually works. Self-hatred doesn't. Third, address the fear directly. Ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of? Failure? Judgment? Not being good enough? Name it, because once you see it clearly, it loses power. The fear only controls you when it stays hidden. When you drag it into the light, you realize it's not as big as you thought. Fourth, remove the audience. Remember the last video? When you announce your goals, you invite judgment, and judgment increases fear, and fear increases procrastination. But when you build in silence, no announcements, no expectations, no audience, the fear has nothing to feed on. You're not performing, you're just doing. That's why strategic silence works. It removes the emotional pressure that causes procrastination in the first place. So here's what I need you to understand. You're not lazy. You never were. You're a person who cares deeply, so deeply that the fear of failure paralyzes you. And all those years of calling yourself lazy, of beating yourself up, of thinking something was wrong with you, that was never the problem. The problem was that nobody told you what was really happening. Nobody told you that procrastination is fear wearing a disguise. Now you know. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Here's my challenge. Think about the one thing you've been avoiding, the thing that actually matters. Now ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Name the fear, look at it directly, and then ask, what would I do if I wasn't scared? Start there. Not with a productivity app, not with a timer, not with another system. Start with the fear. That's the real work. Now, if you want the complete system for building without fear, without an audience, without the pressure that causes procrastination in the first place, I'm breaking it down in the next video. The 90-day silence system. How to disappear, build in complete silence, and emerge with something undeniable. If you're serious, subscribe now. That video is coming soon. Most people will watch this, feel understood for a moment, and go right back to calling themselves lazy. But you know the truth now. You're not lazy. You're scared, and scared can be fixed. Stack in silence, rise in time. I'll see you in the next one.